Welcome back to Counterspin. We have been away for the last 2 weeks in a hiatus while we relocated our operations from the North Island of New Zealand to the South Island. While we've been away, Jacinda Ardern has stepped up her efforts to get everyone to take the jab. She is not stopping. Tomorrow people are going to wake up and they're not going to be able to go to their favourite restaurants, not going to be able to go visit people apparently unless they are double jabbed. We know in Australia they have at least 7 years of booster shots that are earmarked for everyone who is eligible to take it. And believe me, they're trying to make everyone eligible. She is now front and centre in the world. Everyone's looking at the lab rats, which is New Zealand. We are the litmus test for the rest of the world. This is what Alex Jones had to say recently about our Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern.
Now, I was going to play somebody who's not a goddess, but we'll do that here in a few minutes. The Prime Minister of the dictator of New Zealand is telling you'll get a bathroom pass so you can pee-pee and poo-poo inside the house. I'm not joking if you take all the shots. And she says there will be basically monthly shots. And she also admits that those that aren't vaccinated will be second-class citizens. So you want to see the opposite of the amazing Laura Logan? Well, we're going to give you the Prime Minister here in a moment. But first, here's Klaus Schwab, founder of the World Economic Forum, announces great narrative. He did that 19 days ago. But if you remember what he said in that 5-hour droning speech, that we must control the narrative, we must control the science, we must dictate. And he goes on to say, we must take control of your very bodies. In press releases, that it's their job to take control of our bodies. Boy, that's not rape, is it? To take over every cell in our body and inject our children with cancer-causing systems that literally turn off their white blood cells. No. It's beyond rape. It's murder. Slow, systematic death. Because we've become so passive, we've let these evil people take control. They took control of the banks. They bought everything up through fiat money. They're devaluing our currencies now. They are at war with us. Here is Dr. Evil, head of the Bilderberg Group, head of the Davos Group, the head, the public speaker for the New World Order, the mouth of Satan. Here he is.
What pleasure to be together again and to design the future. We are here to develop the great narrative, a story for the future. In order to shape the future, you have first to imagine the future, you have to design the future, and then you have to execute. Here, I think the next 2 days, we will look how we imagine, how we design, how we execute the great narratives, how we define the story of our world for the future.
And there he is with corporate and governmental world leaders all together saying we're coming out with microchips for your body, you'll own nothing, you'll like it, you'll have nothing, but he'll have everything. And they just sit up with a straight face through Big Pharma, release this weapon, control the censorship, rolling it all out and packaging it in political correctness, making all the CEOs basically non-white. So if you criticize Twitter censoring, oh, you're against Indians. They've got it all figured out. So, or women. And speaking of the opposite of Laura Logan, here is New Zealand's dictator pretty much down, her medical tyranny, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. Here she is, first saying you're allowed to go to the bathroom like you're a 5-year-old if you're double vaxxed, and then admitting that there's 2 classes of people. Here it is.
And importantly, because I know this is a question many Aucklanders have, you can now see family and friends again in their homes and use the bathroom inside. Luxury.
So you basically said this is going to be like, well, it's almost like, you probably don't see it like this, the 2 different classes of people. If you're vaccinated or if you're unvaccinated, you have all these rights. If you are vaccinated...
That is what it is, so yep.
Can you describe this? You were previously hoping not to have to do that, I guess, when we still looked like we could maintain elimination across the whole country. I guess that has now changed because...
I think it was less because necessarily of the elimination determining that, and more because we, of course... maintained, and actually we have managed very high vaccination rates generally without the use of certificates. But actually what it's become clear to me is that they're not just a tool to drive up vaccines. They're a tool for confidence.
Oh.
People who have been vaccinated will want to know that they're around other vaccinated people. They want to know that they're in a safe environment. It is a way that we can give confidence to those who are going back into hospitality or events. And so that is something that I think we should offer to people who have been vaccinated, that confidence that we're doing everything we can to keep them safe and that they can come back out and start enjoying those things safely.
And look at her smiling, so smug. She's got the media, she's got the courts, she's got the big foundation money, but she doesn't have the hearts and minds. She is part of a world government exterminist cult that first appeared in the French Revolution, the Jacobins, and then created communism and V.I. Lenin and the rest of it. And Lenin said his roots were to the Jacobins and the French Revolution. And remember, she's the same one that said, don't talk to your neighbors and don't look at a sunset. And they said the same thing in Australia and similar things in Canada, where they said, they had health ministers say, we can't let people ever out of these lockdowns. This is the new way that we're saving the earth. You're non-essential. We're collapsing the society.
Alex Jones spelt it out very clearly there. And on the ground here in New Zealand, he is dead right. Jacinda Ardern is losing the hearts and minds of people. People are rising up. Protests every which way you could possibly think of. She can't even go anywhere without getting heckled, getting questions asked of her. In fact, so much so they're keeping her itinerary secret. She is well protected, and only mainstream media, accredited, is allowed to ask her any questions because they fear the real truth coming out.
This is an issue.
Not working in Israel.
Sir, I'm going to answer the questions of the accredited media.
Also in the UK,
Sir, I will shut down the press conference if you do not cease.
it's rude to lie.
Sorry, to our accredited members of the gallery here, we might move to an inside venue. Unfortunately, we've got someone who's disrupting your press conference.
You know, we are at a stage in the vaccine rollout where we are trying to reach into communities that may hold firm views. But we need to have those conversations. And just talking to some of our health practitioners, their goal is to talk to everyone, wherever they can.
We're not doing anything wrong. Jacinda, why can't you listen to us? What you are doing to us is not okay. Let us choose. Let us choose.
She can't even look at us.
I'm just gonna record. Here she is.
Jacinda, you horrible bitch!
We just want to ask a question of her. We come here in peace. We just want to genuinely ask her a question. She's not willing to front anybody that's not media or her own people. We come here at peace. I just want to talk to her. I just want to say one thing to her. I'm not trying to be angry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just want to be able to say something. And I just want to ask her if she
Why is she killing the kids?
If she understands that there's been over 200 deaths from this vaccine, if she knows that, then why is she continuously pushing this out? And if you guys don't know that, then you guys need to go and do your research, because there's over 200 people that have died from this vaccine. So I want to understand where her, yeah, exactly. You guys don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care that
Hey,
there's
fucking
people
media.
that have died from this vaccine. Over 200 people. Yeah, cut it. Yeah, just cut me out, because
full of shit.
that's fine.
Full of shit.
We cannot be stopped. Enough is enough.
New Zealand's rising. They've had enough. There's no way they are going to allow themselves to be fully integrated into an AI system that the World Economic Forum and its puppet masters have in store for it. And it doesn't matter if Jacinda Ardern has been picked to be the one to push this narrative and to push this event on everyone. We're not having it. People are coming forward in their droves. It doesn't matter whether they are black, white, green, brindle. It doesn't matter if they're a Sikh, Muslim, Christian. It doesn't matter. We all have differences. We argue from time to time, but this is the greatest threat we've ever faced, and this is why we are pushing those differences aside, coming together, and we're going to lay waste to this. They have carefully constructed a narrative. They've put it out through mainstream media, and they think everyone is acquiescing and just coming along with it. Well, we're not. We're on the ground here, and New Zealand is rising. We are no longer the sleeping lions. We are no longer going to be called the sheep. The rams are leading this flock, and we're all those rams. So we look forward to this, and it's going to be collapsed. I guarantee you. Jacinda, you and the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, your days are numbered in this country, and we're going to rise up just like they are in Australia, just like they are in the US, and all over the world, and we're going to push you back out where you belong. Guarantee it.
You can find Counterspin, New Zealand's media revolution, at counterspinmedia.com. And now, on the InfoWars network, at band.video.